Kashif, how would you highlight this? Because, it's an important victory that Pakistan has been able to salvage, because at one moment it looked that it's going to be very difficult again.
I guess it's very important the confidence we have got that we can deliver, and the middle order and the Salman and Saim can deliver even in the very crunch of the situations. And this makes us proud of these two boys that they have secured the victory in the first ODI. Important thing is the way Salman handled the pressure. There were doubts against his batsmanship, but he came on top and he played the spin very well. Using the feet to Tabraiz Shamsi means that you are picking their wrong ones off the hand, and he knows, and he was quite certain about it. Saim Ayub maturing and the way he's getting his runs, it's very important. He knows that he has got the shots and array of shots, and he can play all those shots when it mattered. So just take some time in the start, and when he's settled, he has got so much to offer, and he was very, very eye pleasing. As a batsman, you tend to be aggressive, but at times you lose your shape. And when it comes to Saim Ayub, he was just there playing all those shots, and just not losing the shape of it. So I guess overall it's a very good and a very clinical performance, in a sense that the Saim's century and Salman's performance as all-round performance made it happen for Pakistan. So most probably next time other two guys can step up and clinch a victory for Pakistan.
Certainly, Awais, it's a remarkable victory, because at one point I think this gives you an idea of how involved your batting lineup or your bowling lineup is in the game, and you need to play awareness, match situation, and Salman Ali Agha clearly played the situation well.
Salman Ali Agha was doubted much. Even I doubted. Everyone doubted him. That will he be the guy who will be in the Champions Trophy, because that position where he bats on is a critical position for any team. But the way he led Pakistan team with Saim Ayub, congratulating Saim Ayub too, because if you remember, Ahmed Bhai, in the second T20, what Pakistan lost, he was 98 runs. I mean, he didn't focus more on getting that century, but he looked relaxed. I mean, because the innings what he played. Continuing from that, scoring 100 over here, important century for Pakistan, showed what class he produces, and especially the tolerance what he had. I mean, I guess he was speaking to himself. Salman Ali Agha played a crucial role while talking to him, just keeping him calm, because he's one of a kind of a player who obviously loves to go for runs. And after that Kamran Ghulam run out, I mean, it was a mistake of Kamran Ghulam. Obviously, I thought that pressure would have mounted on Saim Ayub, but it never looked on. He played a brilliant innings with Salman Ali Agha. Then Salman Ali Agha taking crucial 4 wickets for Pakistan, because at one time it looked as South Africa might be chipping up 300 plus runs, and it would have been a tough total for Pakistan on this wicket. But it looks a good solid side of Pakistan. But again, the opening department, especially a middle order, still is a concern for Pakistan. As you move on to Tri-Nation and Champions Trophy, Pakistan really needs to sort that out, because your middle order has not been performing well for you. Rizwan looks under pressure. Abdullah Shafiq, many chances for him, but he hasn't been consistent for Pakistan. There are talks going on. Many of them are saying that replace him up. So obviously that pressure would mount him for the second ODI cricket. And if he comes back strong, it would be a good sign for Pakistan, because Pakistan has given a lot of chances to this opening department. They have performed, but in patches. They need a superb performance by them. So he has been doing a superb job, the other guy, but it's Abdullah Shafiq. I would say he needs to come into the party.
Certainly, Abdul Jabbar Faisal, how would you analyze Pakistan's performance, especially Saim Ayub getting 100, then Salman Ali Agha making sure that we not only win the match, but he stays there till the end, because it was once again a middle order collapse by Pakistan.
There are two performances which change the complexion of the match, whole match. One in the first, you can say, Agha Salman, who got 4 wickets, and after winning toss, South Africa took start with a bang and scored 70 runs in first 10 overs. He got full advantage of field restrictions, but at this stage Agha Salman did very good bowling, and not only got breakthrough, he got 4 wickets and put the South African batter in hot water. And in that style they were batting, we were expecting they would score around 300, but they restricted it 239. It was the first positive performance by Agha Salman. But at the stage, I will say our pacer, Haris and other guy Naseem Shah, could not perform according to our expectation. If they got 1 or 2 wickets and gave a breakthrough to the team, and it scored maybe more or less 230 or 220. But it is excellent performance by Agha Salman, and later with the bat, both left-handed batsman Saim, he played brilliant innings and he never come under pressure at any stage, and he did well with the bat. And at the end, just we were talking few days back, we don't have a lower order, as Agha Salman, the lower order, did well and changed the table of the game.
Certainly, and I think it made a real difference as well. But because we're all in awe of Saim Ayub, the way he's matured as a batter and the way he's now realizing the importance of his wicket as well. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of his innings, and as Kashif can talk us through how he's technically improved as a one-day batter. Yes, Kashif.
Okay, let's talk about Saim Ayub. I think we can look at the number of balls he has faced till now and the runs he scored. So he's taking his time. He's taking his time because he knows he has got shots all around the wicket, and he can maneuver all those good balls to boundary rope. And also he has got the knack of picking boundaries when it mattered most, and he can hit the long ball towards the out of the fence. He can hit sixes at will. So overall he's a complete package right now, and with the form on his side, he can play against any quality attack. The most important thing, Ahmed, for an opener is to how well he plays the spin, because ultimately when we talk about the openers, they are very good, well equipped to play against the seam and the swing bowling, but when it comes to spin, they just lack this ability. But when it comes to Saim Ayub, he knows how to play spin, and equally good against spin and the fast bowler. His technique is brilliant, so most probably overall a good package, and we can say that he is one of those batsmen who can play all three formats for the Pakistan. So let's hope he can figure out more out of himself, that he has got so much to offer. Most probably the drives are there, the leg glances are there, of course the no-look shot, but eventually how to play the spin in the middle innings, that would matter, and Saim Ayub is doing pretty good.
Well, Kashif, he's really maturing now day by day, and I think he's one of those contenders where across cricketing fraternity people are talking about him. But it's very important, once again, I think the way the cricket board handles this situation. And I think on a positive note, to credit to Saim Ayub, that he's not getting carried away. He understands that there's a long way to go, and he just doesn't want to be a short stint for Pakistan.
Ahmed, the moment he started using this GM bat, started holding this GM bat, things have changed for Saim Ayub. I noticed that in the Australia series when he started using this GM bat, and it was all good. And from that Australia series to this first ODI in South Africa, I think he's playing some of those exceptional knocks. We haven't seen our openers doing that good in Australia on those conditions, where the ball was seaming, jagging around, and of course the bounce was there. And both of them, actually, Abdullah Shafiq also played some good knocks in those 3 one-day match series, and Saim Ayub was exceptional there too. And now in South Africa, these are, remember, there were the days when we used to say our opener has nothing to do in these conditions. It always the middle order who is asked to bat in the 3rd or the 4th over. We used to say Javed Mirdad used to open in those conditions when we were touring Australia and South Africa, or most probably the West Indies and England. But right now, our openers are doing good, and Saim is one of those. So let's carry on with this tradition. Even God forbid they got a bad patch along the way, we can say that bad patch is there for 2 or 3 matches, and most probably they'll get their form back. So let's hope this combination of our team, this camaraderie of our team carries on. And to some extent the credit goes to Rizwan, because it's always the captain and the management and the backroom staff who created that environment in the dressing room. So there is one guy with the name of Rizwan who's making things possible. How much we've seen, how many times have we have seen one guy is nominated for the man of the match and he's just handing over his medal or his award to the other guy from the same team. So this is where Rizwan or the team management and all the seniors plays there. I think that's the talk of Shaheen versus Rizwan versus Babar should ends now, because we have got a team now who's playing for Pakistan.
The last time we were, ever talking about such a gesture was when we remember Shoaib Malik handing over his Player of the Match award to Haris Suhail,
yes.
A young Haris Suhail in Sialkot Stallions way back. So I think that's the kind of gesture that we saw, and then now we talk about that as well. But there are some signs, that need visible improvement, Awais, and one of them is Pakistan's middle order.
It is, I mean, because when you talk about the middle order, and I was just thinking about the middle order of South Africa when Salman Ali Agha just rattled the middle order, when it looked that they might be touching 300, but when it was a pressure situation, I remember when Klaasen was batting, the economy rate still it was touching 4-6 runs per over. But if you talk about the Pakistan team, it was around 3.5 runs per over, hardly touching 4. I know you were chasing, you were in a different position, but obviously your economy rate does matter a lot for you. Pakistan really needs to change that culture over here. The biggest problem what I feel is that you have got Babar, you got Rizwan, you got Kamran Ghulam. They three kind of a batsmen are same, they have a sameness kind of a thing. You need someone in the middle order who can actually even play big strokes for you. The biggest issue what I feel in Rizwan, he has been scoring runs for Pakistan. The biggest problem what we feel is that he has just got one-dimensional runs. I mean, I've never seen Rizwan playing the uppercut what Kamran Akmal used to do as a wicket keeper. I'm talking about of Pakistan, uppercut or late cut and all that. So that's the thing what I say. He needs to improvise himself if he wants to lead the Pakistan team and if he wants to bat in the middle order, because middle order is a position where you actually win the matches for your team. So Pakistan is struggling in it, but Babar Azam looked very good in the start the way he was playing on, but unfortunately around I guess 29 or 28 runs he was out. But again, everyone, when you talk about Babar Azam, that's what everyone talks about. The commentators were talking about, but Ahmed bhai, you need Babar Azam to step in with the big runs over here. He has broken many records, everyone is eyeing on him, might break some other record, but he needs to understand the position where he's batting. It's a backbone position for any team, one of the toughest position for any team. Pakistan lacks while playing spin bowling option. Tabraiz Shamsi, I know when he was playing against a left-hand batsman, he looked more confident because it was again I would say lefty versus lefty. But Pakistan has been struggling, especially when you got the leg spinners, right-arm leg spinner, Chinaman coming up. Pakistan middle order does look not strong in front of them. So Pakistan middle order needs to be fragile, or otherwise I might see some changes in the middle order.
Oh, well, certainly, Jabbar Faisal, I think the mantra is that your most senior players should contribute more. And right now, it's not just about 20s or 30s. From Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan, the Pakistan cricket fraternity now it expects them to go big, and especially for Mohammad Rizwan because he's the captain. So there's more eyes on him than any other player.
I want to add some in
Yes,
the
please.
performance of Saim. Saim is a left-handed batter, and he wants to become like Saeed Anwar. In the starting, you know, Saeed Anwar got golden duck on his first test match and it could not perform in the Australia. But he waited and he struggled hard and he became one of the best player of Pakistan team. Sam, like Sam, this is starting. With the passage of time, he will improve his skill, he will improve his game, and he will realize his responsibilities too. This is the main thing. With the passage of time, he will do more. And secondly, you talk about, ask about Babar Azam and
Mohammad
Rizwan. Babar Azam is a senior player, no doubt. Sometimes bad patches comes. Just like Virat Kohli is under pressure right now. Maybe after losing the captaincy, Babar Azam maybe under pressure something. And you know, PCB made some changes in the team management and other thing. He's not looking fit in the playing 11. But after some days, after some time, when he will play some matches more, and he will feel easy and adjust in the team, I hope
But
so.
the system, Jabbar Faisal, the system is very, very particular. Last time we had a skipper, Sarfaraz, who won 11 consecutive T20 international series, but because his performance wasn't up to the mark, the cricketing fraternity got rid of him and, you know, made changes. Similar with Rizwan, now he has to realize that, you know, it's not just about him captaining the side to victory. Cricketing fraternity, especially in Pakistan, would demand Rizwan to score runs himself as well for match-winning calls.
Actually, we can't wait, and we don't
Have patience.
wait anything. And if we lose one match, and everyone is saying captain should change, captain should change. There should be a policy. Just like I will give you example, other teams, just like Zimbabwe, they never made a captain for the second time, only one time. And they close all the doors of conspiracy and other things. Similarly, we should adopt a policy, and we shouldn't change the captain after each series and on the demand of public or demand of other people. This is very important. We should give a captain confidence and give a tenure 2 year, 3 year, 1 series, 2 series, and you should rely on that till the end of that series.
Well, certainly, Awais, before we completely discuss the batting in detail or Rizwan's captaincy, one more element that we need to discuss is the bowling for Pakistan. Salman taking 4 wickets is a great sign for him and the team. But your primary strength bowlers really need to step up. And once again, we've seen a dry patch. Although it's just one game right now, he's making a comeback, Naseem Shah. But probably, there are more expectations. I think you can analyze this, that the swing factor is not, there anymore. Probably the wicket was more supportive to batting yesterday. But then again, I understand that the skill level is still there. But for a bowler, for his confidence, he has to be taking wickets.
Ahmed bhai, the biggest issue what I saw yesterday was that his economy-wise, he was good. I mean, he did not leak many runs. But when you talk about Naseem Shah, I highly rate him more than Shaheen Shah Afridi. Might be wrong, many of them do criticize that, but I literally rate him more than high because I remember when Shaheen Shah Afridi wasn't there, Naseem Shah was a leading fast bowler. Even in the Asia Cup, he was there to strike wickets and he was taking regular wickets for you. In yesterday's match, if you just watch out his body language, it looked that he might be carrying some kind of fitness issues because the way he just he bends his back, and especially the follow-on wasn't completed what Naseem Shah is known for. And especially if you talk about his late swings, you didn't see that much happening on. I know the wicket was most supportive to the batsman, but still you see Naseem Shah in the air, he swings a ball both ways, especially the in cutter is good by Naseem Shah. So that means he has been carrying some kind of niggle or some fitness issues might be there, but it's again, I would say, it's a Champions Trophy coming up. Everyone is preparing for the Champions Trophy. Your prime fast bowlers, especially who come in your mind is like Naseem Shah, you talk about Haris, or if you talk about Shaheen Shah Afridi, the 3 fast bowlers, they really, I would say again, really need to be taken care of because you have got after this, you got the Tri-Nation, you got the West Indies Test matches, you got the Pakistan Test matches. How do you manage the workload? That's going to be really important because obviously even I don't want your prime fast bowlers to break down in a major tournament. Remember what happened in the finals when Shaheen Shah Afridi broke down. So obviously you don't want that thing. But Pakistan, how they manage this kind of thing would be a biggest challenge for us. But Naseem Shah, I personally feel so they need to talk to him. I mean, the doctors they need to advise him. They need to talk to him. He's a good fast bowler. But one thing, as a batsman, I know when he's on the crease, one thing what I've seen, it's a fighter kind of a thing. When he was talking to Agha Salman, के 5 रन रह चुके हैं, थोड़ा सा सीधी तरह खेल लो. So that shows what desperation is because the way he's led Pakistan team, even in the fast bowling lineup, when wanted against Afghanistan, he was there to score. So that's what desperation shows on. But what Naseem Shah is known, he really needs to work on psychologically, and the fitness issue is there.
Well, certainly, and I think at one point Naseem was clearly frustrated with Marco Jensen, standing in between and not letting him run towards the other end. So I understand how involved he was in the game as well. But obviously, I think we still have to keep the Champions Trophy in mind. And Kashif, I think one thing we can analyze is there will be a couple of changes going into the Champions Trophy.
There will be definitely. Most probably, we'll be seeing few senior batters or bowlers coming back into the team because when we talk about the big tournament in ICC and a global tournament at our home soil, there have to be all those guys who know how to handle pressure, how to tackle pressure. And you, in the start of the show, you yourself mentioned that there is always a collapse in the middle order. There is always a space or place up for the grab in the middle order, and and all those guys who've been performing good in the Champions Cup or the Guardians Trophy or the Pakistan Cup, they'll get a notch over all those who are not performing so well. So this is where the teams actually made themselves equipped with the upcoming series, and where when we talk about Pakistan, the most important part for Pakistan is now when we talk about the squad of 15 or 16, there are 11 to 12 confirmed nominations or confirmed candidates in the squad. This shows that this squad has got the potential and this squad has got the stability to be part of any global event. And of course, every squad in the global events have got 2 to 3 places up for the grab. So most probably what I am eyeing is the middle order and a potential spinner come batsman come a very athletic fielder can make a comeback to the Pakistani side.
Well, certainly, and I think
hiding his name, yeah.
I think
I'm talking about a certain place for a player.
Absolutely.
That, we required a spinner who can bat very good and can be a very exceptional fielder that he can add to the Pakistan.
Look, K. Asif has often questioned me on my sources and asked me certain news as well. But I've always given the news but never quoted my sources. Today I can quote Awais as my source and give you 2 names at least who are making a comeback. And then, I knew it, and then things would be going a bit haywire. haywire as well. But obviously, experience is necessary. You're going into a major tournament, the ICC Champions Trophy. The top teams in the world are going to be playing against you. So I think there are certain changes that are on the cards as well, and you certainly can probably expect things to be a bit different over there as well. But then again, when you talk about Pakistan's batting, we've talked about it as much as we can. We've analyzed it as well. But the fact is that, I think they just need more game time. And it's very unfortunate that before the Champions Trophy now, this is your last campaign. There was a talk about a tri-series, but still not on the cards, whether it happens or not, so you never know. But that being said, Jabbar Faisal, there is still a moment for Pakistan to collect themselves. If they want to make certain changes, they need to do it well before time, not at the very end of the Champions Trophy.
Right now, one name is under discussion, that's Fakhar Zaman. In performance, the World Cup was excellent. At the right now, facts may be different one. He says other thing and PC base give other version. What the situation is real, I don't know about that, but his performance was demanding to be included in the time. Secondly, we have very short time road till the champion trophy, and secondly, we need at least one all-rounder pacer. And second thing is most important, we have to select and manage a team according to our venues, weather and conditions. This is the most important. How the pitches they are thinking to make in Karachi, Lahore and Rawalpindi, how they will handle the European teams like New Zealand, Australia, how they handle the Bangladesh and Afghanistan. There are lots of questions, lots of aspects of this champion trophy. I think only debatable here this thing is going about Fakhar Zaman, his performance was also good, and secondly Ahmad Jabal may be included as a all-rounder.
Well, the question on the all-rounder still remains very open, but then again, how much can we invest in there as well? Because Awais, it will be necessary. If you're making a couple of changes, do them before time.
See, I mean, you will have to, because unfortunately, Ahmed bhai, I know we talk about a lot about the T20 series, but you have got around one and a half years to make chops and changes in the T20. One day, you just have 2 months, I guess, or 3 months for the Champions Trophy, hardly no time. So this was actually a decider series for me, because this will be the series which will decide who's going to play the Tri-Nation series. Obviously, that would be playing the Champions Trophy for you. It's unfortunate when you come to reality, Pakistan Cricket Board has never been a team which starts working 1.5 years back to have that strong side which will be representing Pakistan in the strong tournaments. We have never been doing that. Still now, we feel over here sitting out, we have been discussing of air to who will be taking his place, who will be the backbone of Pakistan, who might be sitting on the bench lineup, because we don't literally have faces on that. We haven't prepared any Pakistan line for the Champions Trophy, but it's going to be a tricky position again for Pakistan. What team enters for the Tri-Nation series again, because that's going to be a decider for Champions Trophy. You have got many case studies for Pakistan, like for instance, Usman Khan, he has been representing Pakistan from such a long period of time. You have got a case study whether you want to continue him or not, Abdullah Shafiq again. So you have many players who might lose a job, might lose a place for the Pakistan side. But again, Pakistan really needs to think one thing, that if your bench lineup is strong, automatically your playing 11 would be strong. So that should be really important in the Pakistan mindset. And the second thing, your fast bowlers, especially your 3 key fast bowlers who automatically come in your selection side, they need to be handled very carefully, because again, you don't want them to break down in a major tournament happening as a Champions Trophy. In Pakistan are the defending champions. Obviously, you would never ever want that. So it's going to be a tricky position. What a squad will be for the Champions Trophy.
Well, certainly that but that tricky situation, Awais has put 2 more names in that tricky situation, and obviously, I think you're all dying to hear that. So are we as well. But we'll let Awais go this time.
After the show, you have to travel with me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind it. You don't think I'm a brave man? It's another story when I talk about that point situation again. But then again, but that of course brings us that we have to talk about the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well. It was a salvage draw, but India would have the credit for the last 1.5 days that they've performed brilliantly well, and they've managed to save a test match, which was probably, could have been an end to the series for them as well. And Australia did have the dominant hand. Kashif, how would you analyze this performance? And especially, I think once we analyze this, clearly it was India who were in the game.
I think it's India versus Jasprit Bumrah, and that is it. Because to some extent KL Rahul in this test match. When we talk about Australia versus India, I'm not sure what went wrong in the very first test match, because we've been getting this information through the media that a flyer is prepared in Perth, Optus. But when eventually we landed in the Perth, when we started watching that match, it wasn't a flyer. It was on a slowish side. Yes, it was green top, but it was on a slowish side. And then Australia got the mantra, because next match and the next match it was a flyer. It was something which can offer a lot to their bowlers, the Stark, the Cummins and the Josh Hazlewoods. And also of the fact that Australia played a test match after quite some time, and most probably they were just not there in the first test match. But when we talk about the third test match, it was all Australia in the first 3-4 days, and most probably if rain could intervene, this match would have ended in Australia getting a victory of so many runs, because India avoided the fall one. The next important thing is, I just got going through one of those social media pages, and through Fox Sports, I guess Matthew Hayden nominates the best cover drive cover drive belongs to Babar Azam, because Virat Kohli gets out so many times. Having said this, when we talk about the legends of Tendulkar, I still remember that 241 in Sydney without a cover drive being played by Tendulkar. So these things, these historic moments, this sample is available for all those players to find out how to go about their business in Australia.
Have you seen the clip of Sachin Tendulkar where he talks about why he was so successful? And he said that he always focused on the elbow, but it was mentioned that, and he clearly said it himself, that when he was playing the straight drive, he was very particular where his toe is pointing. And the same with the cover drive as well, where his toe is pointing. So he said that really helped him through that cover drive or that straight drive.
So this is the nitty-gritties and the technicalities of this game.
I've never even looked at my toe when I'm playing a shot. I mean, imagine that.
I couldn't have looked at the ball when I was playing that drive. So this is very important. When the legends are talking about the nitty-gritties or the technicalities of the game, it is just there to stay, and anyone can learn the art of playing all those strokes. But Ahmed, my point when I started this story, narrating this story, is my point is how mentally you are prepared to face Australia in Australia. This is the most important aspect of the game. Coming from a century in the first test match to going flop in the next 3 innings, this is where anyone can learn the art of playing in Australia, and this is where you have to confine yourself to 2 or 3 different strokes till you get you 50 or 60s in Australia. And most probably India is lacking that, because they've been playing so much on those road wickets in IPL and all across India. So this is where I think they have to learn the art, and they have to learn the art from Pujara. Most probably they're missing Pujara right now.
Well, certainly. But talking about these wickets, let's take a look at some of the Australian wickets that fell, and then we continue things in detail.
Got him! Jasprit Bumrah. He does what he does best. Full, good length. Hits the off stump. Oh, yes, he's got him. Labuschagne. A loose shot in the channel.
Now, is there a little sound? There was, he's gone. This is not a good time for Australia. India tightening the screws here. One more. Mitch Marsh never looked at home. Was looking a little loose. The ball was moving around a little too much for him. And India have struck again. No, Rishabh Pant has taken it. Steve Smith is walking. This is a sensational passage of play here. A 5th Australian batter has gone in the 11th over.
Oh, where's that gone? It's gone high in the air. Rishabh Pant, he clocked it. He took it on. And now Travis Head goes. Oh, yeah. First ball back, Jasprit Bumrah. And he's got the Australian captain. It was brief, but it was entertaining.
Well, there you have it. All you need to know about the wickets that fell for Australia in their second innings. Jasprit Bumrah has just been brilliant throughout this series.
He has been, but I just have one question. Why does Bison play test match? I might be wrong, but I mean, he has got good average in the ODI cricket. He's got good average in the T20s, but test cricket, I don't think so it suits him as an all-rounder too, because he's one of the batsmen who's actually used as a power hitter. But I don't know why is he used in the test cricket. Might be because of his bowling unit. But we need to appreciate one thing of India. and especially the Bumrah, the way he has been bowling, and especially he's leading the fast bowling attack of Indian team when you don't have the experience more carried in the Australian side. But the more funnier thing is that Ahmed bhai, it's unfortunate again, like you were discussing before, Pakistan has not played many 5 or 4 test match series. I mean, it has been a long time. This is the art of it. When you play more test series, the frustration, the aggression comes out. I mean, you see more interesting test matches happen on the way this match happened. If you remember, the biggest thing, Virat Kohli has been under scrutiny back in India, but it is the opening department. Jaiswal, just one word that you're bowling too slow. After that, see how Stark has been. I mean, aggressive in it. He has been under so much limelight back in India. Everyone has been talking about Jaiswal. Whatever innings he played, they just forgot that. Now they're behind him. That why did you say that? You're not scoring runs against him. That's what masterclass Australia produced. Psychologically, they're strong. Many of them against sledging, but I feel sledging is a part of team. I mean, that's what Australia is known for. That's what you counterattack Australia when you do sledging. You have to counterattack their mindset. But India looks under pressure. The way today Australia just had 248 for 40 runs for India to just chase on, that showed they are there to grind India. It won't be an easy test match. Last one, they would definitely try the level best to grind India, and the situation going on right now in the Indian dugout, except KL Rahul, I would say they literally are under pressure. Won't be a good series for finishing up.
Well, Rahul also owes it to Steve Smith for dropping a sitter at slip. I think that really helped his cause as well. But Jabbar Faisal, how would you analyze this test match? Of course, ended in a draw, but India clearly had the mental approach in the last couple of hours.
Sir, there are two big issues. One thing, the tail ender of Indian batting line struggled very hard. They fought brilliantly. They must be appreciated. And secondly, rain sometime is the blessing for the one team. And you know, in '92 World Cup, Pakistan was bowled out on 71 against England.
Yes.
And rain came and
saved
1
those
point
causes
saved
as
the
well.
blushes of Pakistan, and that we become
Absolutely.
the champion.
Yes.
Sometime rain help you, but all credit go to tailenders. They fought brilliantly against the pacer of the Australian over on the top on that time. All credit goes to them. It is, you can say, good luck for India and bad luck for Australia.
But certainly, I would agree at that moment as well. But then I think the test match has really given us an insight of how competitive this series has become. And obviously, once they move on to the next test match, it's the Boxing Day test match right after Christmas Eve, of course. And that's when on the 26th, when Australia face India in the 4th test match at the MCG. And I think most probably it's going to be a bit of a decider then, because whoever takes that test match is going to have the psychological advantage of going 2-1 up before they move on to the final test match as well. But thank you very much, Jabbar Faisal. Thank you very much, Syed Mohammad Awais. Thank you very much, Kashif Majid, for joining us as well. That, of course, wraps up Sports Extra for me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.